morning and welcome back to WellSpan Park. It's 9 a.m. here in York, Pennsylvania. It is Give Local York 2024. $1,052,893 have been raised so far. More importantly, as you'll hear Philip talk about in a moment, from 3,849 donors, just like you at home. Maybe you've donated already, maybe you haven't, and this is going to be the perfect chance for you to do that because in our 9 a.m. hour, we're going to kick off here with a conversation with Rock Commercial Real Estate. We've got our friend Kevin here, and then we're going to dive right into the Northern Central Railway of York, Children's Home of York, Creative York, Children's Aid Society, UPMC Pinnacle Foundation, Katallasso Family Health Center, and York Opioid Collaborative. They're all here in the room with us, so if you're watching for one of those groups, don't go anywhere. I'm going to throw it over now to your host for this hour. That is my boy, the Pretzel King, Philip Given. Good morning.
Pretzel King. You know, Chris, we haven't talked about, because you have your beanie on, we haven't talked about how in the year since last year, Give Local York, I lost all of my hair and you gained a ponytail. So we got to talk about that at some point. Give Local York 2024, well underway, over $1 million raised. We hit that in the 8 a.m. hour. Give Local York would not be possible without the 3,861 donors. Certainly would not be possible without our many generous sponsors. And I am absolutely honored to be joined by Kevin from Rock Commercial Real Estate. Kevin, how are you this morning?
Doing all right. Good morning. Sounds like things are going well.
It's a great morning so far here at WellSpan Park. Beautiful day, of course. So, Kevin, for those that may not be familiar with Rock, maybe they're familiar with your signs that they see
probably
all across the county of York, but Rock is much more than that. Let's talk a little bit about Rock Commercial Real Estate, and then let's talk about why you guys support Give Local York.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, Rock is a commercial real estate group. We basically do real estate sales and leasing for anything that's not a private house.
Yeah.
So we're working with companies all around, you know, any different types of companies for their needs in the community. And the nice thing is that we're a local company.
Yeah.
I mean, we aren't a national group. We aren't something out of the area. We are a York County founded company.
Yep, based right here in the city of York.
Right.
How many years has Rock been?
22 probably.
22. So, you know, Rock is ingrained in York County. So why is it important? Because we have, you know, there are absolutely companies that aren't sponsoring Give Local York, right? Why is it important for Rock to make this commitment to York County and support Give Local?
Well, I guess the way we look at it is, you know, we are the community.
Yeah.
We're part of the community. You know, real estate is a piece of what we do. I mean, it's the tool that we use for the community, but really it's all about, you know, working with the community. In our case, you know, we get to work with lots of different companies, people who have needs, who are growing and looking for opportunities. I know later in this hour, one of the companies or one of the nonprofits that you're highlighting is Katallasso. Mm-hmm. That's an organization we've actually helped out in weird ways. We had some furniture that they could have used, so we donated it to them. We also run into lots of different companies when we're doing things. And we had a company that was turning a medical space into regular office space. And we're like, hey, they were going to tear it out. And rather than seeing that go into a landfill,
yeah,
we're like, hey, can we do something? So we're looking for opportunities to help the community because that's a great organization that helps folks who are uninsured. You know, but we also see our opportunity is, you know, what we do every day are helping companies grow,
yeah,
which helping companies grow helps people get jobs, which helps people get insurance.
Yep.
So then, therefore, they no longer need Katallasso, you know, because we're able to help them in their needs. I mean, we've worked on lots of different projects and have brought thousands of jobs into the community because of what we do. And that really is helping the community.
Yeah,
you know, in so many ways.
I will say personally, Rock, Jason was super helpful in helping our business transition from Market Street in York City to a facility on Aberdeen Road in Emmetsville.
Yep.
And that opportunity, one, we're now able to employ more people than we ever were before, but it gives us just room for growth and expansion and a relationship with local people. You know, when we need help, we have a property manager that works for Rock. Mm-hmm. We call him up. He's a 5-minute drive away from where we are. We're not calling somebody from Maryland that maybe will or will not return our call. You know, I think what else is important, we'll talk about real quick and then we'll wrap up with you, Kevin. You are not Rock in and of yourself, right? No. You have hundreds of employees that are out there doing great work. I assume Give Local York is important for them. It's great for them to see that your company is out here supporting organizations as well.
Yeah, we do. I mean, it is part of our core of our culture of being involved in giving. You know, obviously this as Rock, as a company, is saying this is what we see as a priority, and this is one of the ways that we show that. But we want everybody within the organization to be doing that. You know, I mean, I personally am involved in various organizations, you know, and support them in time, money, efforts, craziness, you know, but that's part of, you know, what we are as a culture. And it does, it passes through in all the things that we do. We're just always looking for unique ways that we can add value to the nonprofits, you know, that we support. Well, and Give Local York is absolutely a way to do that, and to also highlight some of the ones that are less known. You know, which is so much of an issue for if you're a small nonprofit, you know, trying to get seen and understood who you are. You know.
Well, and give them that platform. We talk to nonprofits that, you know, we're going to talk to the Children's Home that have had a presence in York for decades, and then we will talk to a nonprofit that this is their second year of Give Local. It's the second year they've been a nonprofit. So thank you personally for all of your support that you provide to Give Local, and thank you to Rock and your peers for supporting the event. Appreciate it.
Happy to do it.
Thanks, sir.
Thanks.
All right, we are going.
Give Local York 2024 is made possible by the support of our generous sponsors. Our Give Local York host is the White Rose Leadership Institute. Our presenting sponsor is Giant. Our Stretch Pool supporters include the Arthur J. and Lee R. Glatfelder Foundation, Pulo Family Fund, Glatfelder Insurance Group, United Way of York County, Cultural Alliance, York County Community Foundation, Memorial Health Fund, Stewart Companies, M&T Bank, Tito's Handmade Vodka, Rogers & Associates, Columbia Gas of Pennsylvania, Republic Services, UPMC, PNC, and Utz Brands. Our Big Give Party sponsor is Rock Commercial Real Estate. Our Stephanie Seton Scholarship sponsor is White Rose Credit Union. Our kickoff and finale sponsor is WellSpan Health. Our event sponsors include the Yorktown Hotel, Powder Mill Foundation, People's Bank, Wagman, McConkey, Highmark, Univest, CGA Law Firm, Shipley Energy, Graham Group, and Walmart. Our prize sponsors include Fulton Bank, Pennsylvania College of Art and Design, Explore York, First Capital Federal Credit Union, CS Davidson Inc., York Revolution, Members First FCU, Dacio, People's Bank, ACNB Bank, York County Community Foundation, Grit, SEC CPAs and Advisors, Steve and Jen Tansey, Southwire, Financial Advisory Group, Wagman, CNS Wholesale Grocers, CGA Law Firm, OSS Health, Core Design Group, Working Progress, Highwire Improv, and Jonathan M. Desmaris. Our media partners include Fox 43, Warm 103.3, ABC 27 WHTM, News Talk 93.9, 96.1 SOX, and the York Daily Record. Our event partners include RKL, Lamar, To the T Outfitters, Anstat Communications, I Am Here LLC, Weary Arts Group, and Assorted Studios.
All right, well, we are very appreciative of all of our sponsors. Chris, we're gonna see, do we have Ashley from Northern Central Railway back with us? We have a sideway frozen.
I believe Ashley, if you can hear us, you are frozen.
I'm here.
If you could pop out of the room and then pop back in, your video is frozen for us.
All right, we're gonna hop to one of my favorite conversations of the day with Ron from Children's Home of York, and we'll watch a great video about Children's Home in just a second. Ron, though, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. Happy Give Local York 2024. I love the shirt. I love your energy today. How's Give Local going so far?
Fantastic, fantastic. We're looking forward to another great year. We had probably our best year ever last year, and we're really grateful for the community for supporting us.
That's great. Well, you have a $100,000 goal this year. I love the tiers that you've built, but let's take a step back. For those that are not familiar with Children's Home and the work that you do, let's educate them.
Sure. Broadly speaking, we've been creating homes since 1865 for children in our community who need it, and we're still doing that today. At any given time, we could have 80 to 100 children in our care. And so today we're trying to raise funds to help support one of the needs that we have for our children who are in foster care.
So what we have on the Give Local page is that helping you raise $100,000 for your aging fleet.
Yeah.
So what does that look like? Obviously, an organization, when I was talking to Kevin from Rock, I said decades. In my head, I was like, it's got to be over 100 years.
Yes.
Way over 100 years.
Yes.
So what does that look like? Obviously, an aging infrastructure as you evolve.
Yeah, I think others talked about how costly it is to take care of some of our community's basic needs. And for us, taking care of kids, just like families across York and the United States, taking care of children is very costly. We do have a fleet of vehicles. We have 10 vehicles. And about 4 or 5 years ago, we had a child who was in crisis, and we were trying to transport them to an emergency room in the middle of a snowstorm in York. And we realized that we needed to replace our vehicles and purchase all-wheel drive so that we could do that safely. So this year we're trying to replace a couple of our vehicles that transport children who are in our foster care program to medical appointments, school, to visits with their biological families, and basically to support the families who support them in getting kids to where they need to go.
That's awesome. So this year you are part of the United Way match, the York County Community Foundation pool, Memorial Health Fund stretch pool, and the board of directors is matching as well. So a lot going on with your fundraising efforts. Outside of the fleet, anything you want to highlight from the last year of work at the Children's Home?
Yeah, I think it's been a really great year for us. We just came off a full year in launching a new psychiatric residential treatment program on our campus, and we're getting really good outcomes, so we're really proud of that. And our board of directors spent the entire last year just planning to figure out like what's going on in the community where there are some unmet needs that Children's Home is uniquely positioned to address. And so we're hoping over the coming year that we're going to start moving into some new areas to fill some of those unmet needs, specifically around children and around their mental health needs.
Awesome. Well, we have the video queued up. Let's watch that really quick. It's a great video.
Foster parents can't always drop everything and take them where they need to go. So I transport kids to the doctors, the dentist, to their parent or guardian visit. Sometimes we take them to and from school.
The car setting then kind of turns into an informal therapy setting. They have that trust piece and are more inclined to open up in that one-on-one setting.
Children's Home of York is fundraising $100,000 to replace both transportation minivans. You can make a difference right here at home.
Back to you guys.
All right, great video, Ron. If people want to see you interact with Children's Home today, you guys are going to be down at the square?
We are. We're excited. We're going to be right down at the square where all the activity is in front of the Iron Horse. So if people want to come down and visit us, we would absolutely love that. And if they want to learn more about Children's Home of York, they can visit our website or follow us on Facebook.
Awesome. Thank you, Ron.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
Appreciate it.
Good luck. And it is First Friday in downtown York. It is Give Local across York County. I have not done this yet, but from Delta to Dillsburg, from Pelham to Hanover, from York City to Yo, it is Give Local York 2024. Chris, are we going to give Ashley another? Is she joining us?
We are.
All
Thanks.
right.
Thanks again, Ron. Let's throw it straight to you and Ashley. Let's skip our little video there because Ashley's ready to go.
Ashley, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm great. You're not frozen sideways for me, so this is much better than the last time. All right, so joining us from Northern Central Railway of York, I'm going to take a wild guess, but for people at home, where are you joining us from right now?
I am joining our brand new mid-century parlor car, the Tractor. So I'm very excited to show off our beautiful new coach cars that we have.
We just crossed the $1.1 million threshold, so apologies for the woo. So you're in the brand new car.
Brand new to us, yeah. Actually, mid-centuries, 1949, 1950, Pullman style coach cars. They just came to us back in November, and we've been using them all season so far.
That's incredible. So I have a note here that Give Local York is the largest donor-based fundraising event for your organization. You've been doing it for 6 years. Why is Give Local York so important for Northern Central Railway?
Give Local York is so important to us because it really gives us an opportunity to remind everybody in York County this awesome tourist attraction we have right here in the backyard. So our mission really is economic development. We see ourselves, no pun intended, as an economic engine for the county. So we really want people to come down here, experience rich history, have memorable times with their families and their friends, and that's really our mission. Bill Simpson and Reed Anderson, they came up with this crazy idea over 20 years ago. Just last year celebrated our 10th anniversary. So I'm so proud to be a part of the organization and build memories and have an economic impact for your.
So you have a $25,000 goal for Give Local York 2024, and very exciting. I think this is incredible. You have a special thank you for donations above $25. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes. So I've got a couple things going on. So we have, if you make a donation over $25, you will receive a free train ticket to come down and ride. And guys, that's a steal because our train rides are usually a little bit more than that. So please make it $25. I promise you. And then whoever makes the largest donation of the whole day, we've got a couple out there already, so it's kind of exciting. You get to have a private party here on these beautiful coach cars.
That is awesome.
So it's a really cool experience. You can kind of back in time and you get a beverage and some hors d'oeuvres and have a party for your friends on the train. How unique is that?
That's really, really incredible. I love the motivation, and I think what's great is, you know, you're down in New Freedom. You are not just a destination for York County residents. So if you are donating through Give Local York to the Northern Central Railway, you are supporting travel, tourism, destination, bringing more dollars into York County, because I would assume you are having people from outside of York that are coming to this incredible resource that we have.
Yeah, absolutely. Last year, 62% of our riders actually came outside of York County zip code. And it was a huge accomplishment for the organization. And we're so ecstatic because it's truly the mission is to bring people into York County so they can see how awesome it is here to be in the York County area.
That is absolutely incredible. If people want to find out more information, obviously we want them to check out your profile and Give Local York. If you haven't ridden the line, donate that $25, get the ticket. This is a perfect opportunity to do that. But where can they find more information out about the railway?
Well, so we actually still have today at 4 o'clock in New Freedom, you can come down and ride the train for only $15.
That's
okay,
great.
So today's the day. Come down 4 o'clock, you can have a train ride. And then if you make another donation with the purchase of your train ticket, we'll also give you some free swag to go with it as well. So if you're interested in buying tickets or learning more about the organization, you can find it at northerncentralrailway.com.
NorthernCentralRailway.com. Everybody loves swag, but most importantly, everybody loves people coming to York County. So thank you for everything that you do. Thank you for executing this vision. And most importantly, I think, well, I should come up with a train reference for this. But thank you for keeping your foot on the gas and really elevating tourism here in York.
Thank you. It's actually, we're keeping it on track. So there you go.
Oh, that's good. I like that. All right. Thank you so much, Ashley. Enjoy your day. You have a lot of cool things going on. Appreciate your time.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And good luck to all the other nonprofits as well.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ashley. Hey, we are back. My microphone. Welcome back to WellSpan Park. It's Chris Drubb, the Giving Day guy, here in our 9 a.m. hour. Quick reset. 4,141 donors, 6,412 gifts. It's so cool to watch those numbers kind of tick by as we are live here. $1,124,590 have been raised so far to 314 participating organizations during Give Local York 2024. Philip, we are going to keep that proverbial train going. I don't know if the mics are picking up. We can hear the trains going by.
Yeah, there's a lot of
here.
A lot of train imagery.
Very train
audio.
This is a train town.
But Chris, I want to go from New Freedom back down to downtown York, because we're going to talk to one of my favorite organizations here in the city of York. But the impact, of course, felt throughout York County, like many of our organizations with Creative York. And I'm joined by Mindy and Lynn, and we are going to talk about Creative York. First of all, thank you, OG Give Local York participant, participating for 7 years now. Thank you so much for that. Mindy, you want to talk a little bit about Creative York, a little bit of the history, if people are not familiar with the organization?
Sure. So we've been around 34 years downtown and located on Beaver Street. And we provide classes, camps, community outreach. Our oldest program is Art in the Parks. And
gearing up for Art in the Parks
gearing
now,
up
right?
for Art in the Parks. This is the time. So we're looking for volunteers, and we're going to have a great summer throughout the York City Parks programs. And then we also do gallery exhibits as well. So we do a lot of different things throughout the community.
Awesome. Do you want to talk to us a little bit about some of the art that is in front of us on this table here?
So we have a few visual aids. Just date night pottery and pottery in general is one of our most popular classes. So we have 2 pottery studios as well. So we do kids classes, after school classes, we do date night classes, and then we also do more advanced classes too. So some wheel throwing pieces that are created by adults or kids who take longer classes with us instead of a one and done. So
I love it. Lynn, can you talk a little bit about why the arts are so important to you, why they're important to York, and really the impact that Creative York has in our community?
Well, I think Creative York makes a huge difference in the lives of so many people. We offer classes for ages, we say 3 to 103. And as Mindy said, we have pottery for children, for adults, they love it. But Give Local York really helps us to provide programs to children who would not be able to afford art classes otherwise. And Art in the Parks is one of our biggest programs, and we'll be beginning shortly. We do have other art camps at our location and other locations. But Art in the Parks allows children to just walk up, make an art project that day, and come back the next day. We go into the parks in York City. So they don't have to register, they don't have to be driven there, they don't have to pay. And Give Local York allows us to offer that to them at no charge.
Well, and I think, Art in the Parks is a perfect example. I think that sometimes we like to overcomplicate things, right? And Art in Parks is a perfect example of, you're exactly right. You set up, you see what color shirts are they always wearing? They're wearing bright, identifiable shirts, and the kids just walk up and complete it, and they get to have a positive interaction in a park that is in their neighborhood. It's absolutely incredible. I love, on your Give Local York profile, you have some great tiers here, but $150, you're sponsoring a student for Arts Discovery Camp this summer. So talk to us a little bit about Arts Discovery Camp as well.
We have great camps all summer long, and the children do register for the week. And with any art program, it's not only making the art, it's growing confidence, it's working with other people, it's collaborating. There's so many life lessons that are tied together in creating art. And we also want to mention we have an amazing exhibit right now at the gallery, the Susquehanna River exhibit. And we've had people from all over coming to see that, because in this area, the interest in the Susquehanna River is so great, and this is really an exceptional exhibit.
I've seen some pieces from it. We have a conversation later with Lower Susquehanna River Keeper, which is one of my favorite organizations, so I absolutely love that. Can we talk a little bit specifically about Give Local York? So you're a part of the Cultural Arts Alliance match, you're a part of the York County Community Foundation stretch pool. How important, Mindy, is this funding and this event to Creative York?
Extremely. So it's not only obviously to raise funds to provide scholarships for kids and provide those programs at no cost through the community, but also just the awareness. So, I've been at Creative York a long time, and year after year I hear, oh, what is Creative York? What do you guys do? So Give Local York allows us to have a platform for people to become aware of us. So.
Well, beautiful. If people want to learn more about Creative York, specifically some of the summer programs, what's the best way for them to find information?
You can go on our website at creativeyork.org, or you can stop in the gallery and get more information at the gallery desk.
Excellent. You guys have any First Friday Give Local York activities tonight?
We have an art activity in our gallery. So, and of course, Lynn had mentioned our exhibit that's up. So, and with that exhibit, we also partner with the Lancaster Conservancy, who has an exhibit in the art lab. So,
awesome.
Come check it out.
Our gallery is always open 10 till 2, 6 days a week at no charge. And Give Local York really helps us to provide that, and for all the school districts to come to the gallery.
So 10 to 2, 6 days a week.
Right.
Yes.
Excellent. Thank you guys so much. Best of luck today. It's going to be killer. We got great weather, great art, First Friday. Thank you for everything.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
We're
All right,
back in
Chris.
30 seconds.
$1 million threshold, well on our way, to $1.2 million, and rapidly approaching a critical 4,300 donors, individual donor mark for Give Local York 2024. And I am excited. Again, every year I love this conversation with Eric from Children's Aid Society. We're joined by Linda as well. You guys have been participating in Give Local for 4 years now. So let's take a step back. For people that may not be familiar with Children's Aid Society, there's some other names that they may be familiar with that you guys that operate under. So tell us a little about the Aid Society.
Yeah, so Children's Aid Society, the Layman Center, and it might be confusing. I think we've been with Give Local York the whole time, but we've gone through iterations of different names.
That makes sense.
Give Local York, the Layman Center, Cornerstone Youth Home.
Yep.
We've been separated, York Cares, and now we've kind of brought it all under one roof. Last year in January, Cornerstone Youth Home merged with us, and now they're in the family of the Children's Aid Society. So we're raising dollars for them and the Layman Center here in York. We have been around since 1913, so we're a little bit old. I know I don't look that old, but that's where we are. We've been in York City over 37 years, so empowering families in this community. So it's just been a great time in this community, and we love York. We're in downtown York. We're in the Forward Market. We have 2 properties bookending the Forward Market, West Market on each end, and kind of some exciting stuff coming up here in the future. We actually broke ground on Friday in earnest. Fences went up, and we have building permits for our new $6 million facility that's going to double our crisis nursery and build a 60-space child care facility in the west end of York.
That is incredible. Congratulations. So Layman Center, as you said, been open since 1987. At that time, child abuse was the 2nd leading cause of death for young children in York County, and Layman Center, Children's Aid Society goal is, of course, to eliminate that. Linda, can you talk a little bit about the crisis nursery, your mission, and why this is so important to York County?
Well, our mission is that all children feel safe and are loved. So that's the important thing that we do at the Crisis Nursery and Cornerstone Youth Home. Crisis Nursery is infant to 6 years old, and Cornerstone Youth Home is 6 to 13-year-olds. We take both sexes, and it's for respite care. It's for people who are suffering homelessness, or it can be as simple as mom has a doctor's appointment and doesn't have any babysitting, has no family support.
Yeah.
So we take the kids at the Crisis Nursery for 2 or 3 nights, and at Cornerstone Youth Home it can be up to a year. They come in on a Sunday, they go home on a Friday morning, they go to school, then they go home to their family. And they can keep that up for as long as they need it, as long as the family is experiencing homelessness.
Yeah. And our kids that have been with us, because that opened in 2021, most kids that come into us are reading below their grade level, 1 or 2 grades, and many of them are like D and F and D students. And the kids that have been with us at least a year have all increased a reading level grade and have gone up a letter grade. We even had a young 12-year-old girl who made the honor roll for the first time in her life.
That's incredible.
So just that support is creating that kind of where you just don't think having a meal, getting a good night's sleep, and having someone to help you with your homework is so critical to that success, and hopefully break that that poverty, that cycle of poverty. Because if kids can read, we know that if kids aren't reading at a 3rd grade level by 3rd grade, there's a lot of things that can happen in their life. That's how we decide how many prisons to build, is based on 3rd grade reading levels. So
real quick, I think probably relevant to that, can you tell me about the Incredible Years program?
Sure. The Incredible Years program is a school-based program that not only educates kids in the classroom, but we also do an after-school program for kids that have a diagnosis of like autism or ADD, ADHD. And then we also educate the parents, and really what it is it's behavioral modification. So kids learn how to de-stress, they learn how to go to a quiet place, they learn how to calm down, they learn breathing. Parents also learn positive timeouts and what I'm going to call positive ignoring, because if you give attention to a child's negative behavior, they're going to continue to behave negatively. Where if you ignore the negative behavior and reward the positive behavior, children will change and say, that's what I want. Because ultimately what kids want is their guardian or parent's attention, right?
Yeah.
Good or bad, they'll take the attention.
Well, and I think, to tie it all together for Give Local, everything that you just said is absolutely incredible work. If you are following along at home, go to givelocalyork.org, search for the Children's Aid Society. For just $25, a $25 donation provides educational support materials for the Incredible Years program. So support, even at these smaller dollar amounts, absolutely critical for the work that you guys are able to provide. And then up towards the higher end, $250 provides 1 day of care in the crisis nursery, $750 supporting a child for a 6-day stay. All of those things, I think, as you said, combined together to create a more positive experience for our youth. And then how does that tie into all of these organizations that we talked throughout the day, right?
Right, and let's face reality, if kids are getting the help they need earlier, we're all about prevention. 85% of our kids are not known by children and youth, so the majority of the kids in our program are not entering the system and are not going to be adults that later on may need to be a burden on our community. So being in preventative services really helps, because we're going to prevent future problems in our community.
Yeah. Linda, can you talk a little bit about the impact and working with, we're talking about kind of broad strokes, but you're working with individual kids, and what is it like to see that the change that these donations through the work that the Children's Aid Society actually seeing that in those kids' lives?
Do you have time for a little story?
Sure, yeah.
So the other day, a couple of our kids are at Cornerstone Youth Home, and the little girl came in, and we got hit by some 85-degree weather. So she had taken a pair of scissors to her tights, and she cut off her leggings, and she got teased at school. So with funding from Give Local York, we were able to take her and her brother out to the store and buy them some new clothing. So she went into school the next day, and one of the girls that had been bullying her said, "Where did you get your new clothes? I love them."
That's awesome.
Those are the kinds of things that we're able to do by donations to Give Local.
That is incredible. If people want to learn more about Children's Aid Society, obviously pointing them to givelocalyork.org. Your website is cassd.org, is that correct?
Correct.
And then very active on social media as well.
Yep.
You guys up to anything fun for the rest of Give Local?
We'll be downtown on the square like everyone else and floating around. Was even here last night doing some pre-stuff. We had a kickoff. So we'll be all around town. So look for our blue shirts as you see us.
Breaking
$1.2 million raised for Give Local. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for your time. We will see you next year here as well.
Great. Thanks.
Yep.
Take care.
All right. We are going to UPMC Pinnacle Foundation.
Here at Memorial.
What's the story here?
I think you got it all set. Yeah, you're good there.
We are getting our next group all set up. I got my little breakfast food going on. It's Give Local York 2024 here, live from WellSpan Park. We just crossed that $1.2 million mark, and who knows? I've got the woo button right here ready. If we want to push to 1.3 during this broadcast or even during this interview, I know we've got some very excited guests that would love to see that, Philip. Let's make it happen.
Absolutely. And Chris, we've got UPMC Pinnacle Foundation joining us. I believe we have a video which we'll show in a few minutes. But Bub, Alex, how's it going so far for Give Local York 2024?
It's great.
Great.
The energy here is awesome. Thank
Good.
you for inviting us.
Of course.
We're having a great time.
I love these conversations because they give me an opportunity. You know, Eric and I have had a live stream conversation for the last 4 or 5 years, something like that. But then some organizations, it's my first time, and I get to learn about the organization alongside folks at home. So obviously UPMC, a name that is now very familiar to people in York County, but the Pinnacle Foundation itself, maybe not so much. So tell us a little bit about the work that your organization does.
Yeah, so the Pinnacle Foundation basically came to York County, I think in 2017. 3 pillars basically with the foundation: taking care of our patients in greatest need, taking care of our hospitals and our employees, making sure that they have the training and the education that they need to do great jobs. And then the third is a big reason that we're here, is to reach out to the community and find organizations that align with our priorities and make a difference in their lives.
Awesome. And then, so Alex, you are based out of UPMC Hanover, correct?
That is right.
So
Hanover's represent.
I love it. I love it. Helm to Hanover, Dillsburg to Delta. I love it. So talk a little bit about the impact of the work and how it's felt in the Hanover community.
Yeah. Thank you for that. So UPMC Hanover, we are about to celebrate 100 years. So we're really excited about
That's incredible.
that.
Yeah.
It's a community hospital. We do everything we can to make sure that we're providing life-saving work. So it's really important to us. So this year for Give Local, what we're raising funds for is an increased security system within our hospital.
Okay.
And let me tell you why that's important.
That's excellent.
So Philip, let's say that you are a nurse and you're working at UPMC Hanover, and we love having you, right? We love our staff. And you're assisting a patient getting from their bed to the restroom. Something happens. There's an emergency, something goes wrong, and you can't leave that patient and you're by yourself in the room. What do? Do you yell for help? Well, that's not really gonna help much, right? It's also gonna maybe scare some of the other patients on the floor. So what we are what we're looking to raise money for is this nursing duress badge.
I wondered what the badge was. That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah. So you push a button when you're in need, and within seconds, there's people there that are there to help you. Extra hands from the nursing station, security, for whatever the situation might be. You know, and maybe there's another situation that you're feeling a little bit unsafe in the room as a nurse, or as a visitor or a patient. Anytime that there's any type of issue, situation, you can help us just to push of a button away. So it's really cool.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's really, really, really cool. So that's on the Hanover side. We're also working on the farm to hospital program, correct?
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Absolutely, my pleasure. So UPMC has, well, Memorial's been here since 1945, right? And then Pinnacle came in 2017, and now we're at our new facility up on the hill, and since 2019. I've been in fundraising for about 20 years. This is one of the coolest, most inspirational things I've ever been associated with, a farm to hospital program. The focus, growing 10,000 pounds of produce every year, and not only taking care of our patients and taking care of our employees, giving them healthy options. This is the cool part. Everybody benefits, either you're a patient, you're an employee, but servicing the food deserts and getting food to those who are in most need. We work with York Fresh Farm Foods, and we are pleased with that partnership and looking forward to making a difference in York County and throughout the UPMC Central Pennsylvania system.
Well, I think, if folks have not taken a drive to see the hospital, let's start there. The hospital, of course, is gorgeous. But now at the southern base of the building, you have beautiful hoop greenhouses.
Yeah, so there's 3 big hoop tents that we just had the ribbon cutting for it on Monday. We were downtown for the Give Local York kickoff at the Revival Social Club. They were awesome. And we had a really nice fundraising evening there. So everybody in the community is very excited about the opportunity we have here.
Well, I think it's great, and I think I know a little bit about it. I know that you guys are very good about getting your employees engaged in Give Local and excited about today's events. If people want to learn more about the work that the Pinnacle Foundation is doing, what's the best way for them to keep tabs on that?
Yeah, so please follow us on social, but also you can check out our website, upmcpinnaclefoundation.org. Happy to engage with you. Also, just give us a call.
Awesome. And then if you're on givelocalyork.org, you search for UPMC, you've got UPMC Hanover, which is the fundraising for the, I love Safety Sentinel, Guardian of Wellness, Champion for Security. Right. Absolutely love that. So when will that project roll out then?
So that's a great question. We will actually roll that out very soon.
Okay.
Likely before the end of the year. Actually, all of our nurses are starting to wear these badges to get people familiar with them and get people comfortable. So we're really excited about that, and it'll be a great addition to our hospital.
Very cool. And then if you search for UPMC, then you can see the Pinnacle Foundation page, which is doing the farm to hospital fundraising.
Yep. And the focus for Give Local York is to endow that farm, so it goes on forever. It's a reality now. We want it to never go away.
I love that. I love that energy. I love that spirit. Chris has the Give Local York.
Wow, look at that.
Look at that. As we're at $1.2 million. Chris, do we want to end? Do we want to show the video that we have, and we'll let UPMC folks go then?
Oh, I have to work now? Yeah.
We love it.
Thank you guys so much for your time.
Yeah, thank you.
And best of luck today. Thanks for all that you do.
Thank you.
Take care.
Give Local York 2024 is made possible by the support of our generous sponsors. Our Give Local York host is the White Rose Leadership Institute. Our presenting sponsor is Giant. Our Stretch Pool supporters include the Arthur J. and Lee R. Glatfelder Foundation, Pulo Family Fund, Glatfelder Insurance Group, United Way of York County, Cultural Alliance, York County Community Foundation, Memorial Health Fund, Stewart Companies, M&T Bank, Tito's Handmade Vodka, Rogers & Associates, Columbia Gas of Pennsylvania, Republic Services, UPMC, PNC, and Utz Brands. Our Big Give Party sponsor is Rock Commercial Real Estate. Our Stephanie Seaton Scholarship sponsor is White Rose Credit Union. Our kickoff and finale sponsor is WellSpan Health. Our event sponsors include the Yorktown Hotel, Powder Mill Foundation, People's Bank, Wagman, McConkey, Highmark, Univest, CGA Law Firm, Shipley Energy, Graham Group, and Walmart. Our prize sponsors include Fulton Bank, Pennsylvania College of Art and Design, Explore York, First Capital Federal Credit Union, CS Davidson Inc., York Revolution, Members First FCU, Dacio, People's Bank, ACNB Bank, York County Community Foundation, Grit, SEC CPAs and Advisors, Steve and Jen Tansey, Southwire, Financial Advisory Group, Wagman, CNS Wholesale Grocers, CGA Law Firm, OSS Health, Core Design Group, Work in Progress, Highwire Improv, and Jonathan M. Desmaris. Our media partners include Fox 43, Warm 103.3, ABC 27 WHTM, News Talk 93.9, 96.1 SOX, and the York Daily Record. Our event partners include RKL, Lamar, To The T Outfitters, and Snap Communications, I Am Here LLC, Weary Arts Group, and Assorted Studios.
I'm sorry about that.
All right, guys, we are back. Love that sponsor video. $1.2 million. Chris, how's it going over there? Oh, you were on you.
Yeah, I was going to talk for a minute. That's okay. You could talk more too. It's fine. Take it away, Philip.
All right, $1.2 million, 4,691 donors to 315 organizations, over 7,000 gifts at this point. In our 9 o'clock hour, we've had some great conversations. I'm excited to talk to Steve from Katallasso. Always a great conversation. And then after Steve, we've got the York Opioid Collaborative. We're going to talk to Brittany. Steve, Year 7 of Give Local York. Katallasso has seen tremendous growth over the last 7 years. How's Give Local so far for you?
We're happy with it. Yeah, we're kind of right in there, right outside the top 10. Give Local's been a great event for us, just for name exposure. Katallasso, this weird name. Like, what are you? Like, I was in a meeting the other week, and they said, "I finally get to meet you, so you can tell me what this word means."
That is
it means
awesome.
Katallasso. We're just bringing together what's been broken, separated, isolated, and bringing wholeness to it. Yeah.
Just completely off topic. Is this a new logo for Katallasso? Fairly new logo for Katallasso?
Logo?
Yeah.
Nope. It's
Well,
just it's a new shirt though. So thanks for noticing.
Maybe that's
we finally had a merch budget, so we've got a few things. So
I definitely understand that.
we are like big time now. So.
Yeah. So Katallasso has a $65,000 goal for Give Local York. You've got 20,000 raised. You're over 30% of the way there.
Yeah.
We talked a little bit about that tremendous growth. You and I were talking before we got on here. So paint a picture for folks that may not be familiar with Katallasso. Paint a picture of who you are today.
Yeah, so like I said, Katallasso is a Greek word. It's a strange word, but it works for us because it means to reconcile and bring together what's been separated, fragmented, broken. And what we do, what we're endeavoring to do, Philip, is to assemble the brightest minds and the biggest hearts in York to just dissolve the obstacles for our uninsured neighbors to access the health care they need.
Close to 50,000 York Countyans without insurance.
Incredible numbers, yeah. And with the Medicaid unwinding, the continuous coverage over the pandemic, those rolls are being, they're kind of bumping people off of them. We're seeing a tremendous amount. I think just in York County, there's 17,000 that have come off the Medicaid rolls. Now, not all of them are uninsured at the moment, but just in York County, that's a tremendous number. So a lot of folks need health care that aren't getting it.
Yeah. So you're caring for 3,500 patients, close to 17,000 patient visits since you started.
Yeah.
What does the system supporting that look like? Doctors, nurses?
So we are volunteer run. So when I say the brightest minds and biggest hearts, these are medical professionals that are coming from UPMC, volunteering from WellSpan, nurses from WellSpan, OSS. We've got nurses, Philip, that are taking PTO from WellSpan to come and serve our patients. And 54% of the new patients coming to us are indicating that they have not taken their medications, they have not seen a doctor when they needed to because of cost. And so we've eliminated that. We make no money from our patients. They don't pay us. We offer this as a free service. And that happens because of things like this. Give Local. The community has been tremendously supportive. We literally are York's community clinic. We wouldn't exist without the generosity of WellSpan, UPMC Foundation, who you just saw.
Let's talk about that. I heard, obviously if you're on the stream, you just saw we were just talking to the Pinnacle Foundation, and I overheard, so you've received funding.
Yeah, we received a grant from the foundation to serve the underserved population, uninsured population. So it was great.
And I think an important note, no government funds, no government grants going to Katallasso.
Exactly, completely donor funded. So the local foundations, we have a great foundation support here in York County, but the donors, individual donors, we've got a lot of churches, we're on their mission giving, and it's just a community effort. So. Like I said, 30 plus volunteer doctors, nurses coming in. We've had 60 new patients last month. Wow. For us, that's Titanic. That's a monster month. So, we're looking we're going to see them somehow. But our volunteers, we're going to load them up and keep them very busy.
I love it. Chris, I saw you poking your head in. Did you want to chime in with Steve here?
Philip, I think Steve's appearance here, to me, is just emblematic of, how special a community Give Local York has really become over the years, right? Like Steve was mentioning, people are asking me now, what's Katallasso? I walked in and I'm like, oh, that's Steve. It's a Katallasso guy. It's so special to see folks like you coming back year after year and expressing how much Give Local York really means to your organization. So thank you for being here.
This is great. What you guys are doing is tremendous for us, for funds, also to get the message out. We these patients are seen by volunteers, and we need more of them. And I know it's a big ask for folks to work all day in the healthcare and then give another 4 or 5 hour shift. But what we're hearing from our doctors, our volunteers, and we have a video out on our website with some of our providers that are sharing that by giving more and giving back and adding something to their schedule, it has brought a tremendous fulfillment. Being able to serve people. And many of our doctors say, hey, it's wonderful to come and not have the insurance companies, not have all of the bureaucracy.
Just providing
it's just kind of, it's just you and the patient, and they love it. It's been life-giving for them.
That's great, and I think that that's indicative on your Give Local profile. That video is on your Give Local profile as well. But you're a member of the Memorial Health Fund stretch pool. You have a number of matches that notably are from doctors, Dr. Brandon and Kelly Dearman, Dr. Ed and Susan Nelson. It's great to see the community really get behind Katallasso.
Oh, just such generous, and we have the giving amounts there, the donation levels. So $132. What that does is that allows a patient, 1 in 4 of our patients indicate.
Just crossed the $1.3 million threshold.
Cheering.
So $132 for one patient.
Yeah, 1 in 4 of our patients, new patients just this year, indicate that they have no one to talk to about their health or problems in their life. So 132, I'm saying that doesn't seem like a lot of money to most people, but what that does is that gains access for this patient to come close to a provider who is going to outcare them. They're going to care for these patients more than they care about themselves. So we are thrilled to be a part of this, and we just put an invitation out. We love connecting community resources and
volunteer support. Right? Well, Steve, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Anything fun you're up to the rest of the day?
We're going to be downtown tonight, South Beaver, right outside of Bound Books. We have these new cornhole boards we're just unveiling to the world, so you got to come out.
All right.
We're giving away free T-shirts while they last. We don't have a whole lot of them, so I don't expect them to last long, but we'll have other
Does it have that logo?
lovely and inexpensive gifts to give you.
Huh? Does it have that logo on it?
Oh, yeah, they do.
All right.
Good.
Thanks,
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it. Thanks, man.
Appreciate it.
All right, Chris.
And turn the volume off on this one. Well, all right, so we can at least see it. It'll help us a little bit. We'll listen to it through here. Yeah, but we need to turn these down, right?
All right,
That'll be
guys.
confusing.
Welcome on in. You're hearing in the background there, our friends at the food bank are getting set up for their 10 a.m. broadcast appearance. So stay tuned for that if you're watching now live. Oops, that's the wrong graphic. Come on, Chris. Is this your first Give Local York? So we'll be visited by our friends from the York County Food Bank in just a moment. I'm going to mute them so they can get all set up. And in the meantime, Philip, we've got one more great guest here in our 9 a.m. hour. Let me throw things back over to you.
All right, and I'm very excited to be joined by Brittany from the York Opioid Collaborative. Brittany, how's it going so far?
Good. It's a wonderful morning.
It is a beautiful morning. You've got a $5,000 goal for the collaborative. I just want to dive right in. I love your 2 tiers. So you've got a $20 tier and a $30 tier, providing medication storage, lock bag or lock box, those safeguard bags. And then at $30, you have the medication storage and deactivation kit. So can you talk a little bit about the collaborative, and specifically, let's dive into what these Give Local York dollars are going to?
Yeah, so the mission of the York Opioid Collaborative is to coordinate collaborations that raise and advocate for solutions to substance use in our community. So one of our large programs that we do is Safeguard, which is what some of the donations through Give Local York helps support. Through that, we are able to provide medication storage opportunities to our community, promoting the importance of storing your meds in the home, as well as opportunities for proper disposal throughout the community.
So some backstory on the organization. Now District Attorney Dave Sunday, Pam Gay, back in 2014, the creation of the Heroin Task Force, now known as the Opioid Collaborative. So Can you talk a little bit about, since receiving the 501c3 status, the nonprofit status in 2018, what does the organization look like today, and talk a little bit about the work in the community?
Yeah, so becoming a nonprofit really gave us the opportunity to bring on full-time staff, which was me. For the past 5 years, it was actually just me. Luckily this year, through donations as well as other grant opportunities, we've been able to bring on more staff so we can just enhance the role we have in our community. And it's been our job just to be that connective tissue with organizations to talk about what's happening around substance use and what is our opportunities to respond better, and really optimizing that capacity.
Well, that's great. The mission statement, coordinate and create collaborations that raise awareness and advocate for support to collectively implement solutions and programs for substance abuse disorders. Did you want to talk a little bit about that collaboration and some of the other organizations that you're working with?
Yeah, so we work with government partners as well as nonprofit organizations, healthcare systems, community members, individuals with lived experience, incorporating them to get people around the table around a common agenda, which for us is to reduce the adverse impact of substance use and to get people talking. This is an issue that one organization can't tackle alone. And so the collaborative has really always been that kind of catalyst to get people to talk and to work together to really move the pendulum when it comes to substance use in our community.
Well, I love it. I love the if you go to givelocalyork.org and search for your organization, York Opioid Collaborative, that targeting addiction together. I love your logo. I love everything that you guys are doing. If people want to find out more about the organization and the work outside of Give Local, how can they best do that?
Yeah, so yorkopioidcollaborative.org, that is our website. We have a wealth of resources on there for individuals maybe accessing services, or if you want to donate. And then our Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, we got all of them. You can find us, York Opioid Collaborative.
Awesome. Well, $5,000 goal today. I think you're absolutely going to smash that. Thank you so much for joining us today, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Yeah, thank you. You too.
Thanks.
Brittany, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Let's get that music playing. And Philip, let's take a look here at the room behind Brittany. We've got everyone.
It's great.
Look at that shot.
You're live on the internet. It's great.
It is Give Local York 2024 day, and we are going to kick off our 10 a.m. broadcast here in just a moment. So don't go anywhere. To our friends at the food bank as well. I'll see you in a second. So cheers. Happy Give Local York Day. I get 2 minutes before the next broadcast, so we'll see you real soon.